Start a career in the broadcasting industry. Whether it's on air or behind the scenes, there's a world of opportunities waiting for you. Be there. Go to BeThereMichigan.com.
The Upper Peninsula's new CBS station, WZMQ 19.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Kevin Hodge. Tonight on your WZMQ 19 news, the Michigan National Guard is getting involved in the hurricane cleanup. They're operating in North Carolina, trying to get the victims what they need. Plus, a local church is offering a helping hand as well. They're asking for donations to send to those victims. And we're live in Washington, D.C., where Brendan Scanlon breaks down the policies of the Michigan Senate candidates. Your 19 News at 6 starts now.
Live from the UP, this is WZMQ 19 News at 6.
As you check things out for tonight, another fairly tranquil night for the Marquette area and the Upper Peninsula. We're looking at temperatures getting chilly. Marquette itself probably holding close to 40 for a low, into 30s elsewhere, and skies will start to cloud up a bit toward daybreak. But overall, you can see some frosty conditions. Iron Mountain up toward Ironwood. We'll have the rest of the forecast coming up later in the show. Kevin?
Thanks, Tom. Troops from Michigan's National Guard are at work in North Carolina assisting communities recovering from Hurricane Helene. Around 40 Michigan National Guard members from the 1436 Engineer Company have been activated for a 10 to 14-day debris clearing mission. On your screens, you can see photos of the soldiers helping to clean up Burnsville church this morning. And with Hurricane Milton expected to touch ground in Florida late Wednesday night, the Guard is preparing to supply more aid if the request is sent.
There's a lot of members on the team here, and then soldiers at the operator level that are ready to go if the ask comes. Our motto, always ready, always there. That's us, whether it's in Michigan or one of our, sister states.
Tonight at 11:10 Central, we'll have more on the Guard's first day of cleanup efforts in North Carolina. And a church in Escanaba is asking community members to do what they can to help hurricane victims as well. Now through October 15th, Wellspring Community Church is collecting donations for families who have lost everything. Items needed include non-perishable foods, clothing, cleaning and hygiene products, pet food, can openers, blankets, and art supplies for kids as well. Wellspring's pastor has a personal connection to the area, having started a church in western North Carolina years ago. He'll be delivering the donations himself on October 16th.
It was obviously really heavy on my heart seeing a lot of my close friends, what they were walking through. And I literally felt like God was saying, you can do something about this, you can help. And I'm so excited that this community has jumped on board to go help our neighbors.
Donations can be dropped off at Wellspring Community Church at the Delta Plaza Mall. Monetary donations can be made online at wellspring906.com/give. We'll have a link to that page on our website. And the U.S. Senate race to replace longtime Democratic Senator Debbie Stabenow is heating up. November 5th is right around the corner, and it's full steam ahead for the major party candidates. WZMQ 19 News Washington, D.C. correspondent Brendan Scanlon had an opportunity to catch up with each candidate, and he joins us live to break down where they stand on both national and local issues here in the UP. Brendan, good evening.
Hey there, Kevin. Good evening. Democrat Alyssa Slotkin and Republican Mike Rogers do have a few things in common. They have deep ties to Michigan. They both have impressive resumes, and they both have experience serving in Congress. However, I did have an opportunity to speak with each of them one-on-one to see where they differ.
I do not bow to party leadership or to any sort of corporate donors. I'm an independent thinker, and I think that's important for being a senator.
I know how to get things done. I know how to build coalitions.
With under 1 month to go, Republican Mike Rogers and Democratic Congresswoman Alyssa Slotkin are making their final pitch to voters. As a former CIA officer and Pentagon official with 3 tours alongside U.S. military in Iraq, Slotkin says she values national security and would work to curb illegal immigration at the southern and northern borders.
No one should be coming here illegally. If you try to come here illegally, you should be sent back immediately, and you shouldn't be allowed to come back.
Mike Rogers served as a lieutenant in the Army and was a special agent in the FBI before serving in Congress from 2001 to 2015. In addition to securing both borders, Rogers said he would also crack down on sanctuary cities.
They're inviting a criminal element into the country that costs everybody money. I would try to eliminate sanctuary cities as much as I can.
Another top policy issue this year is abortion.
I believe in a woman's right to choose and in the Roe standard, as we call it.
We've come to consensus in the state of Michigan. It's legal. I'm not going to go to Washington, D.C. and vote against anything that contradicts what the people of Michigan have decided.
On local issues like the Line 5 pipeline.
We've got a really old pipeline that's over 60 years old, and that concerns me. I believe that an old pipeline that's outlived its age limit should be shut down.
Slotkin says she would strengthen federal oversight as the next senator.
So whatever happens there with the current pipeline, with the future tunnel, all of those things, the oversight has to be, something we can depend on.
And having a pipe that's encased in concrete is a lot safer than just laying it on the bottom of the water. And so I'd be for actually modernizing that thing, making it safer, and keeping prices affordable. We absolutely need that energy to keep our energy prices low. The UP is getting crushed in energy prices, which is making everything more expensive.
And Kevin, I will have additional details on this race as well as where the candidates stand on other issues like filibuster reform and stock trading for members of Congress. That'll all be up on our website, WZMQ19.com. But for now, reporting live on Capitol Hill for WZMQ 19 News, I'm Brendan Scanlon. Kevin, back to you.
Brendan, thank you very much. Your first warning weather forecast is coming up after the break. Plus, we're live in Negaunee, where officials are asking the public for their help in shaping the city's future. We'll be right back after this.
John's Auto has been voted the #1 dealer to buy pre-owned vehicle for longer than I've been alive. If you're looking for a vehicle, or if you're looking for someone to help with your current car, or if you need to get yours looking like new again, come see us at John's Auto Sales and Service, Marquette.
Innocent people were murdered in my city. Are there more targets?
It cannot be stopped.
These are definitely professional hits.
The assassins are inbound to your location. How much time do we have?
I protect my team, always.
FBI is all new. CBS Tuesday, October 15th, part of CBS Premiere Week and streaming on Paramount+.
He murdered a father of 3, sentenced to life in prison. Kamala Harris pushed to use tax dollars to pay for his sex change.
I made sure that they changed the policy so that every transgender inmate would have access.
It sounds insane because it is insane. Kamala was the first to help pay for a prisoner's sex change.
The power that I had, I used it in a way that was about pushing for the movement, frankly, and the agenda.
Kamala's agenda is they, them, not you.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
Is your parents' car sounding funny? Do you hear any clunks, rattles, squeaks, or leaks? Tell them to call John's Auto Service Department for fast, friendly, and affordable service. Come see us at John's Auto Sales and Service, Marquette.
Tonight's weather is brought to you by Shunk Furniture.
FlexSteel reclining furniture's on sale now at Shunk. You know, FlexSteel furniture's always been special to me. When my parents started in business 68 years ago, FlexSteel was one of our main lines, and it still is today. FlexSteel is #1 in style, quality, and comfort. At your fingertips, you can recline, adjust your lower lumbar, and your adjustable headrest. In this comfort of this premium leather, you could sit here all day. All the latest styles and features are here on sale now. Shop Shunks of Marquette today.
Now, WZMQ TV19 First Warning Weather with meteorologist Tom DeVecchio.
Things are looking pretty chilly for tonight. We'll have some areas of frost as well as we head on into daybreak from the lake shores. Now tomorrow, we're at that time of year where you still get maybe some limited lake effect. A couple waves come down from Canada. May set off a few drops tomorrow, primarily in the morning, I think, but overall we'll still see at least a mix of clouds and sunshine and very chilly air. While we'll start to see a rebound on Thursday, the more milder air will be coming in as we head toward Friday. Hey, it's that time of year, of course, fall foliage from explorefall.com. You can see good peak conditions here just off the lake shore here across most of the western half of the Upper Peninsula and near Sault Ste. Marie, Newberry area, but some good color all the way around. So with the way the weather is looking, perhaps you want to check out some of that fall color. In the meantime, we have a potent hurricane, Hurricane Milton, expected to make landfall in Tampa probably by Wednesday night late. Or even start to feel the effects in the afternoon. Could come as a Cat 4, a strong Cat 3, and it's going to stay as a Cat 3. Now the east side of Florida is also under the gun for some strong and hurricane force winds. Storm surge up to 6 feet on the east side and up to about 12 feet from north of Tampa and toward Panama City as well. Some pretty good storm surge here. This one is definitely going to be a newsmaker. Here's that wave coming down as we head back to Michigan here with that setting off some clouds in the morning. And you can see we may pop up a few showers before it eventually gives way to more sunshine. Then things start to turn. Notice the clouds move a little bit farther north and move toward the north. That means some milder air as we head toward Thursday. But for tonight, Marquette probably dropping to near 40, well into the 30s away from the lake shore. There will be some areas of frost. You can see from Iron Mountain toward Ironwood, while Sault Ste. Marie will be dropping into the lower 40s. Tomorrow's highs chilly. Most of you not getting out of the 50s or perhaps the lower 60s closer to the Wisconsin border. And after some morning clouds, you can see a few more cloud icons here in the east side of the Upper Peninsula where those morning clouds and maybe a few drops of rain might get squeezed out on that chilly flow. So again, Marquette tonight, mainly in the upper 30s to the lower 40s here. Rest of the 7-day outlook, we'll have temperatures rebound mid-60s on Thursday. Friday, we could hit 70 degrees. Well, it would depend if we don't get too many clouds. In the weekend, chilly. Saturday in the 50s. May not get out of the 40s. Ouch, for Sunday into Monday with a good chance of some of those instability showers.
Tom, thank you very much. The city of Negaunee is seeking the public's input into the next phase of the city's redevelopment. Negaunee is holding this public information session at the Upper Peninsula Brewing Company in Negaunee. That's where our John Truitt is standing by. And John, what can you tell us?
Hi, Kevin. We're here at the Upper Peninsula Brewing Company, and what we're seeing here is a public forum, an opportunity for residents and people with a business interest or just an inherent interest in Negaunee to come out, ask questions, give their insight, give their opinions, sharing of ideas. And if you've been to Negaunee recently, okay, you see a dramatic change in the way Negaunee is looking these days. Joining me now is City Manager Nate Heffron. Hi, Nate.
Hi.
Tell me about this evening. What we're going to, what's the goal here?
So tonight's goal is to get input from the public on our new economic development strategic plan called Forge Your Venture. So we are on the tail end of our last plan called Moving Forward, 5-year plan. We've had a lot of success, like you said, here in Negaunee, not just in the downtown. And what we're going to be doing with this plan is get some input from the public. We've convened a group of folks across the spectrum of Negaunee to talk about economics. And then our goal here is to take information from the public, anything that might be able to be put into that plan, any aha moments, so on and so forth, and incorporate that if we can, and then bring that plan to the Negaunee City Council sometime in November.
Okay, thank you very much, Nate. This is a golden opportunity for anybody to come and give their insight, give their opinion, and ask questions of you and your team. Anyway, the meeting will start at 6 o'clock. Our meeting started at 6 o'clock and runs till 8 o'clock tonight at the Upper Peninsula Brewing Company in Negaunee. I'm John Truitt in Negaunee. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, thanks very much, John. We have insights coming up after the break. We'll see you then.
Be the scariest house in the block this Halloween at Menards.
In 2016, Donald Trump said he would choose only the best people to work in his White House. Now those people have a warning for America. Trump is not fit to be president again. Here's his vice president.
Anyone who puts themselves over the Constitution should never be president of the United States.
I cannot in good conscience endorse Donald Trump this year.
His defense secretary.
Do you think Trump can be trusted with the nation's secrets ever again?
No. I mean, it's just irresponsible action that places our service members at risk, places our nation's security at risk.
His national security advisor.
Donald Trump will cause a lot of damage. The only thing he cares about is Donald Trump.
And the nation's former highest-ranking military officer.
We don't take an oath to a king or a queen or to a tyrant or a dictator. We don't take an oath to a wannabe dictator.
Take it from the people who knew him best. Donald Trump is too big a risk for America.
I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.
Running my business, I'm always worried about managing logistics. The last thing I want to be concerned about is our banking. That's why I use First Bank. They make it all about me.
You're watching WZMQ 19 News, live and local, with Kevin Hodge.
Joining us tonight is Catherine Halverson with the North Central Wisconsin chapter of the American Red Cross. Catherine, thanks for chatting with us. My first question is, what is really the status in that Southern Appalachia area in the Carolinas right now?
Yeah, well, right now we have more than 2,000 Red Crossers in 10 different states working tirelessly to provide, a safe place for people to go. The main things we're providing right now is shelter, food, water, and support with families struggling to reunite with families and loved ones. Right now, we have over 200 reunification teams on the ground connecting people to their loved ones. So if you are working to reach a loved one, there's a way for you to provide as much information as you can at redcross.org/Helene. And that way we can better help assist and hopefully reunite those families.
Sure. What are Red Cross volunteers doing in that area right now? And how many are volunteers versus people who full-time are with the American Red Cross?
Yeah, so right now we have about 60 Wisconsin region volunteers that are deployed throughout the Southeast. And we expect that there's going to be more deployments in the coming days and weeks ahead. And really our biggest need right now, like I said, is the sheltering. We are currently looking for more disaster volunteers to join us and help with the sheltering efforts. There's a huge need for that. And of course, it's a 2-week commitment. So the volunteers that are already there, they're going to need some relief soon. So the more volunteers we can get to help with that effort, the better. So we're really looking for people who have those management skills and it would be a quick 4 to 6 hour training. And then you could deploy as soon as next week. So really our biggest need, sheltering.
I know that the Red Cross had also mentioned that there's kind of a need for blood drives right now too.
That would be the most tangible way I think that people can help with blood drives being canceled all across the Southeast and with Hurricane Milton on the way, being able to make a blood donation, keeping your appointments, that will all help with our blood supply. We supply 40% of the nation's blood. So the need is constant and you never know when somebody's going to need it and we can't stockpile blood. So like I said, outside of those affected communities, if you're able to donate blood, please do.
Sure. And what are some ways that people can donate that they're not going to be worried that their money is going to a scam or something like that? And even where can people get information about how to volunteer and then maybe even go to those places?
I would just say that the quickest way to help is through financial donations. That's going to be the fastest way for us to help families respond, recover in the coming days. We know people want to help in other ways, but some areas are still inaccessible. So there's definitely some guidance online that says, don't try to do stuff on your own and come to those areas. We see a lot of people wanting to help in that way. But right now, we're working each day to to contact and get in touch with more communities that we haven't even been able to get to. So the safest way, I would say, to donate to the Red Cross is online or by mailing a check to your local Red Cross chapter. And that's just going to be our quickest way to help give them financial assistance. We have like hundreds of volunteer opportunities, whether it's casework assistance, reunification teams, damage assessment opportunities. If you want to put on that Red Cross vest, please join us. Go to redcross.org/volunteer. Most times you do have to commit to 2 weeks to deploy. But if that's something you're not able to do, like I said, being able to donate blood, even a small donation would help. There's so many ways that you can give back, and there's so many ways you can get involved with us. You know, I know there's a ton of blood drives coming up in your guys' area, so making sure that you're able to roll up a sleeve and donate could help too.
Well, Catherine, thank you so much for chatting with us today. We really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
We'll have a link for ways you can help out at WZMQ19.com. And don't go away. Mike Ludlam has your look at sports after this.
Oh my gosh. You wrote a book, a memoir that your mother, Lisa Marie, started before she died. From here to the great unknown.
I knew that Graceland was a place that she felt free.
When did you know that drugs were a problem for your mother? She was taking up to 80 pills a day. Your grandmother, Priscilla, also wants to be buried here with Elvis. Do you think she will be?
An Oprah special, The Presleys, tonight at 8/7 Central on CBS.
I'm supported by generations of women before me, who've spent centuries fighting for our rights. But Carl Bonac is supported by radical groups that would restore the 1931 abortion ban, rolling back the clock, criminalizing abortions, taking away our rights. Bonac says he has authority over his body, but he wants the government to control ours. I guess Carl thinks women aren't worthy of the basic rights he wants for himself. Guess what, Carl? You're not worthy of our vote.
Celebrate 111 years of savings at Kirkish Furniture's anniversary sale. GE stainless steel refrigerator anniversary price $1,399. Or this Whirlpool 30-inch gas range just $499. Free local delivery and special financing available. Stop in and register for prizes.
She's inquisitive.
What led to this young lady finding you in this compromising situation?
And firm.
The only thing that matters in this particular courtroom, sir, is how I see it.
Watch Equal Justice with Judge Ebony K. Williams.
Weekdays on WZMQ CBS.
Looking for your next level in real estate? Look no further than Next Home Superior Living. Stephanie's not just any realtor. She's energetic, talented, equipped with the latest technology, and decades of experience to serve you better. At Next Home Superior Living, we're not just selling homes. We're guiding clients and customers throughout the entire transaction. That's Stephanie Jones of Next Home. Visit stephaniesells.com and let her work with you for your next home. Don't settle for ordinary. Choose Next Home Superior Living for your extraordinary real estate journey.
Good evening, everyone. The buildup is growing by the day. Tom Izzo and the Michigan State men's basketball team will visit the NMU Wildcats Sunday for the Superior Dome Showdown, an exhibition game. NMU head coach Matt Makerzak says it's a big deal and hopes his players can enjoy the event.
Basketball, let's really enjoy it. That's our number one thing right now. Let's enjoy the weekend. Let's have as much fun with it as humanly possible. Let's enjoy all the cool parts. And then for the 1 hour in film, or the hour and a half of practice, or the 2.5 hours of game day, let's really lock in and try to play basketball at as high a level as we possibly can. He was at Northern, he was a full-time assistant. He left Northern to go be a graduate assistant at Michigan State. A lot of people could say that was a bad career move. Turned out, I think that one worked okay for him. So
my first collegiate start was the 4th game of my sophomore year, and we played Michigan State at home. And on a real game, Gus Ganakis was friends with my coach, and he brought Benny White, and Lindsey Hairston, and Robert Chapman, and they had a really good team. And we came up there, and we were the sacrificial lambs, but it was great.
Hi, everybody, over at the Breslin Center. I am Steve Mariucci here in Los Angeles. You know Coach Izzo? He and I are best friends. I want to be the first to inform you, Tom Izzo, that your jersey number 10 will be retired at Northern Michigan University basketball.
That announcement was made Friday night at the MSU Madness. Again, the game Sunday, 1 o'clock Eastern. If you did not get a ticket, watch the game on the Big Ten Network. By the way, Izzo announced today that Gordy LeDuc, his high school coach at Iron Mountain, will serve as an honorary coach and sit on the MSU bench. In 1972, Izzo and the Mountaineers reached the regional final. The Michigan Tech football team celebrated homecoming Saturday with a contest against Wayne State. You don't have to be a music major to be in the Michigan Tech pep band. If you play the bagpipes, banjo, or even an accordion, you're just as welcome as anybody else. Tech defensive back Dante Bassanese of Iron Mountain intercepted a Wayne State pass in the first quarter. The 24-yard return brought the ball to the Warriors' 10-yard line, but the Huskies missed a field goal attempt. So we'll head to the second quarter. The Huskies face 4th and 1 on the Wayne State 25, and quarterback Alex Freeze faked me out, but I found him in time. 25 yards for the touchdown. Extra point gave Tech a 7-0 lead. The Warriors responded with a nice drive, capped by a 3-yard run by Jeremiah Sterling Jr., and that tied the score at 7. Tech wasn't concerned next possession, 6 plays, 71 yards, and it would be Freeze finding Darius Willis on a 23-yard scoring pass. The extra point was missed. Tech had a 13-7 advantage at the half. The 9-0 1974 Huskies football team was honored at halftime. More than 30 players attended on the 50th anniversary of that event, and certainly quite an accomplishment. And in the third quarter, Dante Bassanese blocked a field goal attempt of 51 yards. Chase Cook recovered it and got a good return out of the deal. That started an 8-play drive, 63 yards, that ended when Freeze found Willis on a little shovel pass, good for 6 yards and a touchdown. A late safety gave the Huskies a 22-7 homecoming win. Head coach Dan Metlack can be proud of Dante Bassanese. The Mountaineer was named the GLIAC Defensive Player of the Week for his work in that contest. And that's all for sports. We'll be right back.
Houghton's the spot where we get all 4 seasons, the snow, the shine, everything in between. So the shoes are everything. You know, what you have is going to help you perform better, perform longer, stay injury-free longer. Whether you're a runner, walker, or you're just looking for a shoe to get yourself through the day, we'll take an extensive approach to finding the shoe that's right for you. Whatever surface that you're going to be on, we've got you covered.
Some places talk about being local, but we actually are local. Our family started Superior Collision 18 years ago, and we're still the ones who own and operate it today. No big company name, no outside investors. We are all Marquette, and we're going to stay that way. We are part of this community, and we are proud of the work we do. You can choose to go to a corporate body shop, or you can stay local and go to Superior Collision, Marquette's local hometown body shop.
So my name's Andrew Lovins. I'm a donor greeter at Goodwill in Marquette, Michigan. Goodwill has been the longest, steadiest job I've had ever. When I first moved to Marquette, I was kind of homeless and just got an apartment, and I was looking for jobs everywhere, and I just thought Goodwill would be the place for me. But Goodwill helped me a lot of different ways. I'm in good hands, and yeah, got a roof over my head, and that's all I care about.
Shop and donate to your local Goodwill.
In Michigan, we know what a functioning border looks like, but no one's proud of what's happening at our southern border, and everyone in Washington's to blame. I'm Melissa Slotkin. I've spent my life protecting the homeland. That's why I've introduced more border security legislation than any congressman from Michigan, including a new law giving the Border Patrol more resources to crack down on cartels, because it's their fentanyl poisoning our communities. I approve this message because every country deserves to know who and what is coming across its borders.
Checking out the forecast for tonight, not too bad. Tranquil, light winds, mostly clear skies in the grand scheme of things. Marquette will drop close to 40 degrees away from the lakeshore, though. We're looking at lower to mid-30s and a good chance of some frost. And we'll stay chilly So we head on toward tomorrow. Might squeeze out a drop or two of rain in the morning, particularly the east side of the peninsula. Getting a little warmer for Thursday. Could hit 70 on Friday, but Saturday transitioning back to much chillier air and some showers Sunday into Monday. Kevin?
Thanks, Tom. This Halloween, a nationwide initiative is ensuring all kids can trick-or-treat safely despite food restrictions. The Teal Pumpkin Project is an effort to provide Halloween treats for kids with allergies and medical conditions. A teal pumpkin in front of a home means there are non-food items instead of or in addition to candy. In Delta County, participating houses can be added to the official Teal Pumpkin Project map to help families find places to trick-or-treat. And to learn more about the Teal Pumpkin Project or add your house to the map, visit WZMQ19.com. We'll have more on the Teal Pumpkin Project tonight. We'll see you then.